As I traveled abroad in Australia with my family, we never had any problems finding a meal that was cheap and quick to eat. This was because there was a fast food restaurant on almost every corner that we were. This fact even held true as I traveled abroad to Spain, Switzerland, Austria, and several other different countries. This Americanization of fast food restaurants across the world has led to one of the catastrophic events in our world today: obesity. Now, according to the World Obesity Organization, in an article they published in 2012, 475 million people are obese, and 1.5 people in our world are overweight. Even more shocking is that 200 million children in our world are obese, and that generation is predicted to live a shorter lifespan than their parents before them. If we don't make simple changes in our lifestyle and for our children's lifestyle, they will be added to this 475 million people that are obese, and it can cause extreme disadvantages and effects on their health and their wallets. As a college student, I completely understand how hard it is to eat healthy, because a late night run to Whataburger sounds a lot more fun than eating an apple at home by yourself. Now, the high increase in high processed foods and fast foods has led to the increase in obesity in our world today. First today, I'm going to talk about the obesity statistics and the causes of obesity. And second, I will talk about the effects on our bodies as well on our wallets. So first, let's talk about the obesity statistics and learn more about that. Currently in our world today, obesity is increasing in many different continents and in many different countries around the world. It's not only happening in our country, but it's happening in North America, South America, and Europe, the Middle East, and even Africa. So according to a study done by Harvard and published on the Harvard School of Public Health in 2014, in the US alone, 2 out of 3 people are obese. And in Mexico, 30% of the people there are obese. And the BMI, which to be obese is 30 and overweight is 25. In the UK, the average BMI for men was 27.4. And the average BMI for women was 26.9. Now in Saudi Arabia, for example, 28% of the men are obese and 44% of their women are obese. Now in Saudi Arabia still, 66% of their men are overweight and 71% of their women are overweight. As they continue to consume more calories than they can burn and eating more fatty foods, they're going to just be added into that percentage of people that are obese. In South Africa, the men had an average BMI of 26.9, which was exactly the same as the women in the UK. As that number increases, they will be added to that number of people in our world that are obese. And Canada was right behind the men in South Africa with a BMI of 26.9. Our obesity has increased, and this is mainly due to a poor diet and lack of exercise. People today are consuming way more calories than they are burning. So for example, my granddad used to work out in the cotton fields for many hours a day, and he was sweating in that hot sun. And now our children today are sitting at home while they're munching on chips and fatty foods as they're sitting on the couch playing video games. At that point, they're consuming more calories than they are burning because they are not getting out and playing. In an article titled "The World is Fat," published in 2007 in the scientific journal, American Journal, it states that in addition to adopting more sedentary lifestyle, people in the developing world are also consuming more caloric sweeteners, vegetable oils, animal source foods such as meat, poultry, fish, eggs, and dairy products. And the combination of this lifestyle, eating more fatty foods, and the sedentary lifestyle has paved the way to a health catastrophe that we know as obesity. Now that we've talked about the statistics and the causes of obesity, we need to start talking about the effects of it. The effects of obesity can harm not only our bodies, but it can harm our wallets. First, let's go ahead and talk about how it harms our body. Obesity can harm our body so much so that it actually affects the way we live our lives. And we can have less productive lives if we're obese. In the Journal of Managed Care Medicine, published in 2013, some of the health impacts include premature death, heart disease, diabetes, cancer, osteoarthritis, reproductive complications. These can severely impact how we live our lives. None of us want to have to live with these disorders because it is something that we can change. Obesity can be changed by just making simple life choices, such as eating healthier foods and exercising, and making sure that you're burning more calories than you're consuming. However, the real problem is that 65% of our population lives in countries where people are dying because they're overweight than they are instead of being underweight. And that's according to the World Health Organization in an article they published in May 2014. Now, the money that is spent on obesity can be very absurd. There are many financial costs, and there have been studies done on the financial cost per person, as well as an increase in BMI to the healthcare cost. In a journal done on the direct and indirect cost of overweight and obesity, published in 2014, they found that as your BMI increases, so does your health cost increase. Now, with the ever-increasing healthcare costs that we have going on right now, none of us want it to happen because of something that we can actually handle. Also, another study done by Harvard and their public health school showed that per person, per capita, obesity can cost them $3,000. And on top of that, for diseases associated with obesity, it could cost anywhere from $9,000 to $17,000. Today, we have learned about the causes and the effects of obesity. We have talked about how it is caused by sedentary lifestyles and increase in fatty foods. We have also learned how it affects our bodies and our wallets. As the increase of fatty foods and processed foods in America is happening, it's leading to an increase in obesity around the world. I encourage you here today to go out and make simple life choices that can change your life and make it more comfortable. This way, you're not added to the 475 million people that are obese in our world today. Thank you.
Woo!